Hey folks, I'm on the beautiful New River in Southwest Virginia, and I'm gonna catch up with Jody Queen. He's up in the next pool. I'm gonna drag this boat up through this little riffle here, and this is gonna be the first in a series of interview questions. Each short video is gonna be its own interview question, really picking his brilliant river rat brain for everything smallmouth, everything New River. Stay tuned. So this right here is the worst possible place to fish in the entire New River.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is it.
Yeah.
You know why?
Wow.
It's behind you. No one should fish behind you.
Oh.
So Jody, I'm catching up with you, and you put in somewhere and went up. So
Yep.
This is a single point access.
Yes.
Can you tell me why and what the advantages are of single point access as opposed to doing a float trip?
Well, there's several advantages if you want to look at it that way. I can set in, especially if you're by yourself. You can set in and move upstream and just float back to the place you took out. But I really like it because I'm always moving upstream. If I set in at a single point access, I always go upstream. Very rarely will I drop down. When I do, I'll drop down a certain amount of
All at once and then work your way back
and then
up?
work my way back, because
Yep.
I love being able to work upstream because that's the way the fish are facing, and you don't spook them near as bad.
You're sneaking up behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of them looking up at you coming down on them.
Exactly.
That makes
And
sense.
They just don't spook. And in areas that are pressured, like this part of the New that we're on right now, it really helps to have every advantage you can have on them. Yeah, I mean, not only that, it's if you get in an area where you're and do a single point access, you're not committed. If I set in an area where I know that I'm going to do a float and I've got an 8-mile float, and my time management becomes way more crucial. If I can sit in at a single point access and work my way upstream and check the holes I want to check, and I can, if I'm not getting what I want, then I can always go back and hit another ramp.
I'm gonna ask you to qualify that by saying, how often in tournament play do you hit more than one access point during a day? And what's the most you've hit during a day in a tournament?
The most that I've hit in a day is 3.
Yeah. Because that drive time's eating into your fishing time. It better really make sense to do it.
Right. If I'm in an area that seems to be overly pressured, or if I know the area and I know that I'm not catching the fish I need to be catching, there's no sense in me staying there, because they're either overly pressured or the fish just aren't in there, or they're, something funky going on. So a lot of times I can pick up and just run back to the ramp and pick up and go to another ramp. Now, if your ramps are far apart, sometimes they are in lakes. Most of the time in the rivers around here, they're fairly close together, so you can hit another ramp within 15 minutes or so, or another access point. So it's not too bad. If I can, and I pack very light, that way I don't have a lot of stuff to put up. It doesn't take me 30 minutes to get back to and get loaded up. I can pull it up, strap it down, and go to the next ramp.
Yeah, I noticed you got the smallest black pack there.
Yes.
That's part of your pack and light?
It is, and it just seems that when I'm in the river, they're usually hitting on 1 or 2 baits, 3 at the most. I'm carrying a top water, try to get that early morning bite. In the middle of July, I think the morning bite is crucial, especially if you're fishing a tournament.
Yep.
If you can get that top water bite that lasts, just after daylight, sometimes it'll only last 45 minutes or 15 minutes, but if you can get on that top water bite, which usually happens this time of year, that can be crucial for your overall score at the end of the day. So
nice. All right, good answers. I'm going to acknowledge something.
Yeah.
And then we're going to move on to the next question in the next video.
Okay.
I'm looking at your shoes, man. You have Shimano shoes. How do you have Shimano shoes? Where do you get Shimano shoes?
Man, these are special made for me. Yeah.
The JQ special.
Yeah, these are made by
elves. Do they appear in JQ magazine? Fishing and Fashion for Today's Appalachian Man?
Keebler Monthly puts them out. They're made by elves in a big tree down here on the...
Yeah?
Yeah.
They're down in Pembroke.
Yeah, they smell like cookies.
All right. Good answers.